the Breakthrough Video Contest. Glad to see you're here.
My name is Mymoon, and I'm in a whole hell of a lot of trouble. Wait, you do know what's going on out there, right? The madness, the chaos. You seem a bit confused. Well, the year is 2017, and society as we know it is over. We don't know what actually destroyed it, but what we do know is it was smaller than 200 nanometers. Pandemics are global spreads of infectious diseases, and it's actually quite common in human history, but ones that can destroy humans aren't as rare as you think. Infectious diseases can spread pretty fast. Think of it this way, a soldier comes back from World War II infected with a strand of influenza. The soldier then lands in a city like New York. When they cough or sneeze, people around him get sick. These people will then either stay in New York, infecting more people, or leave New York, or leave the country, allowing the virus to spread geographically extremely fast. This is only sped up with the invention of cars, planes, and trains. But instead of having one person come back from war, we had 16 million. And coupled with the casualties of World War II already being 80 million strong, it truly was the war to end all wars, because it ended humanity as well. The changes in influenza happen two main ways. One is antigenic drift. Antigenic drift are slight changes in the genes for the antibody binding sites. These binding sites are exactly what they sound like. It's where the antibody attaches. Now, this is extremely important because it can mean life or death for the virus. Heteroantigens are large proteins on the surfaces of the virus. On the surface of an antigen, there are antigen determinants that fit and bind the receptors of a molecule. But in response, our body creates antibodies with the antigen binding sites. This tags a microbe, which triggers the immune response by the body, which can neutralize the virus. However, the antigen and antibiotic story is much like lock and key. If you look at an antigen as a lock and an antibody as a key, only the right key could fit. This is where antigenic drift comes in. You can keep the same key on the same lock over and over. If that lock changes gradually, you might be able to use the key at first, but over time, the key will no longer be useful. These little drifts build up so at first the mutation may not matter, but over time, they build up and thus the antibody can no longer mark the antigen. Now, we invented vaccines which introduce a dead or a weakened version of the pathogen into your body so that your body can trigger an immune response and it can add it to its immunomemory. Let's get into a bit more detail. We have both B and T cells. Once your body recognizes that there's an invader, T cells can either send chemical instructions known as cytokinins to the body which triggers an immune response or kills the virus directly. B cells create the Y-shaped antibodies used to attack pathogens. However, this whole complex system of immunity can be destroyed by two words: antigenic shift. Antigenic shift is probably what left me in the situation I'm in right now. It's where you take two different strands of the same pathogen and they combine together to make random surface antigens, which means our body won't be able to understand what's going on because it's a completely new subtype. You can compare antigenic shift and drift to Legos. Drift is a small change. You take one small Lego off your model and replace it with a different one. However, shift is like taking two models and smashing them together to form a completely different new Frankenstein. What's worse is sometimes one of the virus strands may come from another species, which is common with influenza.
Thanks for watching.